Hello, hello, hello. Thank you once again for joining us on Adolescent Youth SRHR digital platform, where we offer a safe digital space for adolescents and youth to access sexual reproductive health information. So today you're going outside Kenya and we are in Zambia. Zambia is situated in southern Africa, the southern part of Africa. And today we are joined in the studio by none other than Weziman from Weziman KC Foundation. And he's here to tell us about the work that they do in Zambia with regard to matters adolescent, youth, sexual reproductive health and rights. So welcome to the studio, Weziman. Weziman, kindly introduce yourself so that the viewers can get to learn more about you.
Okay, I'm Weziman Chama from Zambia. I'm actually the founder and board chairperson of Weziman KC Foundation. So Weziman KC Foundation is a charitable, humanitarian, non-profit, non-governmental organization registered here in Zambia under the NGO Act of 2009, which runs and operates with help from volunteers, general donations, and patronage of all sorts. Yes, so that's a quick introduction about the foundation.
Oh, great, great. Kindly share about the work that you are doing in Zambia. Are you operating in the entire part of in the whole country or a specific region? Kindly elaborate more.
Okay, so currently I'll talk about what we do. So we've got 5 core programs that we are currently doing as an institution. So the first one is adolescent sexual reproductive health and rights. Then the second one is menstrual hygiene management. Then the third one is sensitization on communicable diseases such as HIV, STIs, malaria, tuberculosis, etc. Then the fourth one is providing support and assistance to disadvantaged youths, differently abled, street children, children with albinism, orphans and vulnerable children. And the fifth one is training youths on entrepreneurial skills through workshops, seminars, and leadership training courses. Then I'll talk about our mission. So our mission is to alleviate poverty in rural and impoverished areas of Zambia. Then our vision is to be the first-class aid foundation that provides quality aid and significantly reduces the levels of poverty. So our aim is to coordinate and support humanitarian activities. Then our areas of operations, like you asked earlier, we are operating in 5 provinces. So we are operating in the Copperbelt province. In the Copperbelt province, we're operating in 2 districts, in Chingola district and Kalulushi district. Then we're also operating in Lusaka province. In Lusaka province, we're operating in Lusaka district. Then we're also operating in Western province. In Western province, we're operating in Kaoma district. Then in Luapula province, we're also operating in Mwansabombwe district. So we are operating in four provinces. Then in each province, we've got districts that we've selected. So I would say in the Copper Belt, that's why we've got 2 districts. That's Chingola and Kalulushi. In Lusaka province, we're operating in Lusaka district. Then in Western province, we're operating in Kaoma district. Luapula province in Mwansabombwe district. So our objectives are 1, to ensure access to education and healthcare. Number 2, to support underprivileged groups and communities. And number 3, to cooperate with other key partners. Yes.
Great, great. So I'd like to get to know more about the age group that your foundation is dealing with. Are you dealing with adolescents only, or you're dealing with adolescents and youth? And yeah, kindly elaborate more on that.
Okay, we are dealing with adolescents and youths, because if you look at adolescent, of course, we all know that adolescent is a phase or transition from childhood to adulthood. Yeah, so we are looking at the adolescents from 10 to 19. Then we're also looking at the youths according to our Zambian youth policy, which defines a youth as a person that is between the age of 18 to 35. So those are the groups that we are targeting.
All right. So with regard to menstrual health, okay? So what basically do you carry out? Do you carry out distribution of pads, or do you carry out, kindly elaborate more so that we can get to know whether you are using an integrated approach in your work? Yeah.
Okay, so under the menstrual health hygiene management, number one, we are supporting or provision of sanitary towels and hygiene kits. Then number two, we are involving the boys in menstrual hygiene management. Of course, there's a lot that we need to educate the young boys, saying there's this natural thing that happens to our female folks. So we educate them so that they fully understand what actually happens to our female folks, so that they'll be there to support. Such that if that is actually happening to our female folks in schools, and the boys that they'll actually know how to be offering that support, other than the norms that is actually, there are so many norms and beliefs that go with the menstrual hygiene, where people say, when a woman is actually attending, then the woman is contaminated, the woman is actually dead. So we are actually there to educate our male folks, that is actually wrong. And we are just trying to see how best they can fully understand what this is. And on the female folks as well, we try to make them understand, well, when you look at maybe a girl that has a first period, so the first period can either come with an excitement or can come with fear. So they don't fully know. Some of them don't fully know what is this change that is actually happening to my body. So under this, we are there to actually educate and just see how best we can make them fully understand on the changes that actually happen to their bodies. Yeah, so we've talked about the provision of sanitary towels and hygiene kits to our female folks. Yes, under this part.
All right. Do you also deal with young boys? And how do you engage them in the discussion on sexual reproductive health?
Okay, we deal with the young boys. With the young boys, the issue of sexual reproductive health and rights is something that should start at a very tender age, so that people fully understand what sexual reproductive health and rights is all about. So we start with the little boys in schools, of course, so that at least they can fully understand what the sexual reproductive health and rights is actually all about. So we are there to mentor them, just to share with them what they fully understand. We know that currently schools are actually offering comprehensive sexuality education. At least the people in the urban areas, at least they have this access to these services. So I think the challenge is with those youths or those young boys or young girls that are coming from the peri-urban areas or in the rural setups. That's where actually the challenge is. So we actually are focusing or targeting the rural youth as well, to see at least that they have adequate information on adolescent sexual reproductive health and rights.
I also like to ask: is there female genital mutilation incidences in Zambia? FGM, does it exist in Zambia?
In Zambia, I don't think it exists. I've never experienced that one or heard of it here in Zambia, but I don't think it actually happens. I don't think it's there. It might be there, but I'm not sure. But I've never experienced that one before. Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to ask about the rate of teenage pregnancy in Zambia, and how are you as an organization tackling it?
Okay. The rate of teenage pregnancies in Zambia mostly it's a little bit high, but mostly in the peri-urban areas. I would say peri-urban areas because of, I would say, maybe lack of things to do. our youths are not really busy, so they're not really engaged in something that is actually productive or something that is actually keeping them busy. So the rate is a little bit high and in the peri-urban compared to the urban areas. So, and what we are trying to do as an institution, we partner with other partners to see to it. At least we try and keep our youths busy. We try and keep our youths busy. Maybe organizing sporting events, maybe debates, drama. At least that's something to keep them busy. At least on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, conducting dialogue meetings, chats about sexual reproductive health and rights, ensuring that we increase the awareness on the sexual reproductive health and rights. At least something that will keep our youth
Aha. So back to you once again, Weziman. You had mentioned earlier that you also your organization also tackles cases of HIV. Kindly elaborate on that.
Okay, so on the part on the HIV, we also do a distribution of HIV self test kits and condoms. Then also increasing awareness on HIV and STIs. Of course, you will ask a question saying distribution of HIV and AIDS self test kits. Where do we get those from? So I earlier talked about partnerships. So we actually partner with other organizations who help us with these kits. Then they are on the ground to implement some of their works as an institution. So we help in the distribution of the test kits and condoms as well. We also are there to increase awareness on HIV and AIDS and STIs, because if you look at the peri-urban youths and the urban youths, there's a very huge difference. I think the challenge with the urban youths as urban youths is I think behavior change. Most of these things, at least we know them, and at least we do experience them, and at least we learn them in schools. But if you look at the challenge of the peri-urban youths, looking at the distances from the schools and everything, so access to this information is not that much and compared to those that are in the urban areas. So behavior change is also something that we're also doing in regards to the youth sector in the urban areas. Yeah, so under the HIV and AIDS and STIs, distribution of condoms, distribution of HIV self-test kits, then increasing awareness on HIV and STIs.
All right. So kindly share on the successes you've had, even as you embarked on your projects. Kindly let the viewer get to know more about the success that you have had before we embark on the challenges.
Okay. On the successes, one I'll talk about at least our networking is actually growing day by day. Our networking is growing. One at least our interaction in terms of the social media platforms that we have, at least it's actually growing. So we are reaching out to quite a number of youths, and each and every day we are getting a lot of messages in our inbox as to people asking, or youth are asking, on how they can actually reach us and how best they can actually join our organization. So on the success parts, at least our networking has actually grown. And in regards to other successes, yeah, at least we've networked with quite a number of institutions. We are working with Ministry of Health here in Zambia in Chingola district, because this is where the project has started from, and we're going to pilot it in other districts as we keep on going. So we've partnered with the Ministry of Health, we've partnered with the Ministry of General Education, because this is where quite a number of youths are actually found. That's the Ministry of General Education. Then we also partnered with Ministry of Community Development, even other institutions. like the district HIV and AIDS committee, to which I sit in that committee as well. So we are in that committee, and we keep on it working because we as an institution we can't manage alone. So the only way we are going to achieve our mission and our vision is to ensure that we collaborate with other institutions that are doing similar work with us. Yeah.
All right, thank you. What challenges are you facing in your work? Have you heard the question?
Okay. In regards to the challenges, we've got quite a number of challenges. Being a startup NGO, we are just starting. Yes, yes, I've heard the question. Yes, I've heard the question. Yeah. So in regards to the challenges that we are facing, being a startup NGO, so there are quite a number of challenges that we're actually experiencing or we're going through right now. So I think we all know, okay, we are having a challenge in terms of transportation because we're just a startup. So a utility vehicle has not yet been acquired. Then a little bit of financial challenges as well. Those are some of the things that we are going through. But in regards to at least coordination, I think the coordination is actually okay with other institutions. But I think the biggest challenge we've got is a utility vehicle, also equipment in regards to office equipment, ICT equipment. I think that's also a challenge. Let's say maybe if we are going in a peri-urban school, we need to go and maybe sensitize about something. I think we'll need some ICT equipment to make our work easier. We are talking about maybe the computers, the projectors, so that at least when we are facilitating, to be easier for those that are in the peri-urban to fully understand what we are talking about. There's this issue of when we yeah. So those are some of the challenges that we're actually facing. I think equipment, um, transportation, because the utility vehicle is not there, and some financial challenges as well. Yeah, because the little we have, we've got some volunteers that are actually helping us in terms of the donation and the little that we're actually doing. We've also got some institutions within our local communities that have actually come on board to help us in some finances. This has to finance the works that we are currently doing as we are pushing for other partners as well to come on board. Yeah, so those are some of the challenges that we're actually experiencing.
All right. So if there's a donor who's currently watching the show, kindly talk to him or her and tell them why they should support you in your work in Zambia.
Okay, so there's so much to be done. There's so much to be done, and as an institution alone, we cannot manage. Humanitarian assistance requires collaboration with other partners. For us to achieve our mission, we just need to collaborate with other people. So humanitarian assistance or charity work requires collaboration with other people. Alone, we cannot manage. So definitely, people just need to come on board to see how best they can actually help in one way or the other. They are not helping me, but they're helping people that are actually in need. Yeah, so there's so much to be done. There's so much to be done, and whatever we are doing, we are very grateful that at least each and every day we are we are making progress, we are making achievements, and we are touching people's lives. Because our role as humanitarians or as change makers is to make change or to see how best we can improve life of someone out there. So day by day, at least we are hoping and praying that at least a lot of people and more people, more institutions can come on board to see that we change lives somewhere for someone.
Oh, thank you. And what message do you have for an adolescent and youth with regard to sexual reproductive health? What message do you have for them?
Okay, sexual reproductive health and rights. This is something that actually, uh, this is something that is like very much important, and it's an important. I would say it's a unique stage and a unique human development stage, and important time for laying out the foundation to good health. So they need to get the full access or the full information of exactly what they need to do or exactly what they're actually going through. Because as an adolescent, there's so much experience or so much things that they actually go through during this phase from childhood to adulthood. So there's so much that actually happens at this period. So we are urging them to to volunteer with us. Now, there's a lot that they will learn if they volunteer with us as an institution. At least they'll get valuable experience, and this also keeping themselves busy, which is very much important. You know, nowadays during COVID time, lockdowns and everything. So at least they need to find something to do. So we are there as an institution to offer them these services and educational services, I would say, educational services, which are very vital for them. And at least in one way or the other, they'll use them to their benefit. Yeah.
All right.
Or I would say
So,
maybe let me say let me say the benefits of joining our foundation. And one, it helps you get valuable experience as a volunteer. Then two, it helps you explore more of your interests. And three, it helps you become more self-confident. And then it helps you meet new friends from within the institution here. Then it also helps you strengthen the communities that we actually reach out there. And then it also helps you make the world a better place. You know, whatever change that we do, we're making the world a better place here or somewhere, wherever you reach. Then it helps you learn new skills. When you join the foundation, you help learn new skills. Yeah.
all right. So thank you, Weziman, for gracing the set at Adolescent and Youth SRHR digital platform. Thank you for sharing about your work in Zambia, and we look forward to hosting you once again when you're going to discuss on another subject. But we just want to say thank you and God bless, and we are together in this work
Yeah.
of Adolescent and Youth SRHR.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think before we close the discussion, today we've actually marked the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. So it is also an important campaign that challenges violence against women. So as a foundation, we've been part of the district HIV/AIDS committee. We are fully participating in this event. So it's actually a 16 days of activism against GBV. So we are also participating in this. So it has kicked off today and it will end on the 10th of next month, December. So quite a number of themes or programs have been outlined here. So I think one of the objectives of this event is one, to raise awareness about violence against women and girls as a human rights issue at local, national, regional, and international level. So this is how we are actually looking at it. So we as an institution also participating in this. Then the other objective as well is to strengthen local work around violence against women and girls. Then also one of the objectives again is to establish a clear link between the local and international work to end violence against women. Then another objective is to provide a forum in which organizations can develop and share new ideas and effective strategies to eliminate gender-based violence issues, just like we are doing here. So we are organization to organization, and we're networking, so to say, we're networking. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. So it's a pleasure having you on board, and thank you even for for gracing the set. Yeah, once again. So thank you, viewer, for watching the show. See you next time, even as we engage another guest who's going to share about their work on adolescent and youth sexual reproductive health. If you haven't subscribed to this our YouTube channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe. And you can even like even our social media channels, maybe Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us, because we also post these videos also on those social media pages. So thank you once again, and God bless. Kwaheri. Bye bye, Weziman. Thank you.
All right, bye. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.